Hello, I'm back. Okay, I worked it all out. It is fine. It was just something to do with the connector of uh, my video. So that's perfect. Uh, but I am streaming. Let me do that. And do you see me? Hold on. I'm reloading to make sure that I'm actually going, but I should be. I'm I'm hoping. I feel like I'm here. I feel like I'm all here. You don't see me. What? I feel like that is madness. All right, so you do see me. Krellin. What I like about Krellin is that Krellin is a troublemaker. Okay, are you ready? I'm excited to get in to it. Let's let's go there. The audio should be fine. I tested it two different ways and we should be excellent. You shouldn't hear anything right now, but you should hear it when it goes. All right. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to play through the videos and we're going to just do all of them that we've gotten so far in a row so that we can see what's going on, take any notes. This is what I ask of you all to think of words to search for, and we can write it all, you know, on the back of our thing. But we're gonna do it all so we can kind of get a sense of what's happening in the game, so we can refresh our minds. So since it's been, this time. So this is about a woman whose husband goes missing, but it looks like then he was murdered. But then actually she has a twin that she has this weird relationship with, and we're trying to figure out Hannah and Eve, who is who. So we're gonna just start off with our first one.
My name is Hannah. Hannah. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea.
I see you, Krellin.
Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Krellin, what's great about Krellin is that Krellin has already played it, so he is like all spoilered all the time. And so, I mean, basically, we either have a person who are two different people, or one person with different personality disorders, or a person who's a liar. We don't know. But this is the person saying that they're Hannah, who may or may not be Hannah. We will see. And actually, I don't think we need this in there. All right.
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
And then also, like, how much lying do we have going on? That's all.
Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair. I bought a photo. They said I should bring a photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
Hannah doesn't lie. I don't know about all that. We will see. So this is the first interview when she comes into the police to report that her husband has gone missing.
He was wearing a shirt. It's a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Also, I just want to say that it took a long time to organize these, put these in order, because it is not a particularly easy thing to reorganize just for you to know it.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left.
I see you, Cher.
On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It was just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again.
Oh.
So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
That's interesting, Krellin. This is a good tip. I will note it for later. That seems to, get around the whole... Oh, you're supposed to wear your watch on the opposite hand that you write with. So, since I'm left-handed, I would wear my watch on my right wrist, so that when you're writing, your watch doesn't get in the way. To enter into the address bar. You know what? I don't even judge. I had a lot of thoughts, too, about... all right, what was the last one we just did? We did, what is that? 1920. So, this one. There we go.
So,
Oh, we saw
it was
that one.
Friday evening.
You had an argument, right? You left. Welcome in now. We're watching the videos so that we can so we can remind ourselves about what happened if we can see if we missed anything.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock.
I agree
It's
with
run
you,
by a nice
Krellin.
couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
That's really smart, Krellin. You are right. So I had a thought. So this is what, 56? I had a thought, but I don't want to tell you yet until we actually get there. Let's see. So this is what I will tell you. I will tell you what I was thinking.
No. I think he spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about her argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes blondes.
Okay, so here's my thought, everyone. What do you think about this? What if Helen is actually the twin sister Eve, right? Like, what if, because you know how the twin sister was trying to, like, get back in the life? What if she, like, and she performs and wears a wig sometimes? What if Helen is actually Eve in a blonde wig? What if that's what was going on? Right? It's just a thought. It's a thought. I think we are actually playing Dr. Lightman from Lie to Me. We're trying to figure out what's going on in this, what's happening. I think to try to get all the clips and figure it all out. My current thought is that Helen might be the twin sister.
I think he spoke to Helen.
Yeah.
She said he was upset.
So, I mean, that may not be true, but that is my current theory on this one.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Well, Mav, we're still, what I'm hoping is that we go through it and we can take note of what you think would be good search terms, and then we can search for them. That is my hope, that we can sort of think about good search terms and get something really good. And refresh ourselves with what's going on.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
And of course, who is it that we're talking to? Is this really Hannah? I don't know. Could be full of lies. I'm just saying.
Yes, there's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games. Climb the tower, save the princess, that kind of thing.
I'm telling you, it's all mysterious. She's played by Betty Davis. Let's see. Oh, and so this is the last interview from here.
Simon
I know, the
isn't
wig
the
idea,
type
right?
to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
Oh, really? The game will actually tell you when you found all the bits by having someone IM you? Ooh, so exciting. And there's so many Simon videos we haven't gotten access to. Oh, interesting. All right, so this is the first day. And on this first day, which is June the 18th, we have one person who's calling herself Hannah come in to discuss her boyfriend, her husband, going missing. So that's on June the 18th. So now this is June the 25th. Right. Oh, contradictions. Oh, contradictions. Oh, by the way, some people... Game, I'm going to write it down. Some people here, some of the battle buddies here, recommended that I play Massive Chalice. Contradictions. I don't know who it was. Was it Artie Snack? Who was it that recommended that I play Massive Chalice? Whoever you were, you ruined my life. I played that until too late in the morning. It was really good. I enjoyed it very much. It was good. I liked it very much. I finished a game and lost in the end, and then started a second game. And hopefully we'll not lose this one. But, yeah. So good! Alright, so this is the 25th. So this is a week later. And now we have a person with a bruise. Yes, Encantador. You ruined my life. It was so good. I enjoyed it a lot. It was actually really fun. So if you like sort of tactical RPGs with sort of marriage and dynasty elements, I recommend Massive Chalice. It was from Encantador. Really, really good. I like it. So, yes. Oh, here's a thought. Let me... Wait a minute. So let's just note, this first person, who may or may not be Hannah, has hair down. This may not mean anything, but it might mean something. Oh, give me more recommendations. I love recommendations. I want to hear it. There was a game that I loved. It was like a visual novel that was on iOS and maybe Android called Cause of Death. And it no longer exists. It was by there was a small little company that did Cause of Death and then also something called Surviving High School. And they were doing really well, and so they were bought out by EA, who then canceled them. Renowned Explorers International Society. Renowned Explorers International Society. I will check it out. I love recommendations. So in this next video, her hair is back, and I don't know if this means anything, and she has a bruise on her face, but I know we need more Love Detective games. This is so true. So good. So let's see. This is a week later.
Eric was like an uncle to him.
Bruce.
They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
All right. Person with bruise on their face.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the Glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Yeah, I know. Why does EA do that? It was a weekly game. Like every week you get a new episode, and it was like an FBI agent and a cop from San Francisco solving crimes, and it was really good. And then EA canceled it because they're the worst. Whatever, the worst.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room, and they decided we should get married.
So now the question is this Hannah? Is this Hannah? We're going to call them Hannah and Eve for the moment, even though, there may be lying people.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
I feel like this must be actually Hannah, right? Because it feels to me like Hannah wanted to get away from Eve a little bit, and so that maybe this is actually, assuming they're two actual different people, so that maybe this is the actual Hannah, and maybe that first one might have been Eve. We don't know, but I feel like this is Hannah. This is what I feel like. 1339.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it.
Yeah, I think this is the actual Hannah. We're not missing anything.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Yeah, I think this is actually Hannah. I think this one here is the actual Hannah, who, you know, has a complicated relationship with her sister, who may also be a stalker or an alternate personality.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Notice, by the way, that she's fidgeting in this video. Like, she's doing a lot of fidgeting with her hands. So we're going to think about that she's, and I guess I think she was a shyer one. So we're going to fidget, noting her fidgeting. 323, did we do this one?
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon...
Yeah. I appreciate, Jer, that you give me the come on, trooper, because, you know, Krellin hasn't said it yet. Right? It does. It looks like a different person. 41.
No. I lost the baby.
Everything's
I had a
fine.
miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after.
Yeah, so I think this is the actual Hannah. That's what I think. Let's see.
Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life.
Oh.
A miscarriage and then my parents.
Yeah, this is Hannah. This is Hannah. Right. Right. We're going with that one.
At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I didn't.
Yeah, this is totally the actual Hannah. This is my thought. 41, 43.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back. Me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy.
With her sister.
Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time.
A million.
We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
I'm just telling you, folks. 4308, 4208.
I got a job.
Really?
To contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school. They said it didn't matter if I could cook or not, just don't poison the kids. So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been
a sister
pressure.
And of course, some of these videos are really short. Yeah. So this is what, 42:39. 42. So this is the last one on this day.
Oh God, I don't know. I mean, I guess the Rock. We've spoken to everyone there. Someone must have seen where he went. I don't know. So many things could have gone wrong.
I'm also noticing the different in color. I mean, I don't know if this means anything, but this is like a very muted color. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is actually in the game. It's a Easter egg. Like, this is a very muted color, sort of like a, and this one here is bolder with shoulder pads. So, and we know that there's like theoretically a difference in their personalities, with Hannah being shy and Eve being more outgoing. So it's possible that first person was Eve, and it's possible then that this might also be Eve. This is 6/27. So this is June the 27th. So 2 days later, and there will be no bruise hair. I'm making notes. All right. So
You think it's murder?
no bruise.
I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Yeah, I think that maybe this might be Eve. I'm thinking.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff. Sad stuff.
This phrase "sad stuff" comes
About
up.
when we lived there. About the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over.
I don't know. I think this is Eve.
I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
I don't know, because I think that Eve is more the performer, so I feel like, I feel like she's who we're seeing right now. But we'll see.
No. The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need.
I don't know.
Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Right, and Dad used to grow mushrooms. I think this is even that she's a murderer. That's all. A murderer. These are just my feelings and thoughts. Right? Just...
I got in the car and I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow.
Come on, Trooper.
I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
I'm just saying, mushroom murder. Mushroom murder.
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days.
Yeah, this is totally Eve.
I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
Yeah, this is Eve. Right, so that's Eve. Just so you know, this one is Eve. Because she's pregnant. That's what happens in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mushroom murder. It's true. VTM Bloodlines has never come out for Mac, so I've never played it. I know everybody likes it and says good things about it, but it is not Mac compatible, and so I have not played it, sadly. But I know they just have a brand new vampire and werewolf or mage text game that just came out that you can get on Steam, which, yes. But right now, I'm just writing down that this is our Eve. This is our Eve. Like, I've decided.
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday.
Oh, the mage one was good. Oh,
I
good.
told him I was pregnant.
See, I think there's all sorts of shenanigans. So many shenanigans going on right now. I just want you to know it.
Yes. It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he... I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby.
Because the sister
I wasn't really
hers.
ready to talk to him about it.
Well, is there... But do you need to replay the game is the question. If a game is... doesn't have a lot of... Like, I don't mind playing a game only once and, like, letting it sit if it doesn't have a lot of replay value. So, I don't know. We Eat Blood and All Our Friends Are Dead. Oh, that is a great title.
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince.
Ooh, that's bad,
Mother
Curlin.
Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. So she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Oh, that's really interesting. Huh. Unwinnable state. I wonder what that means. I mean, I know what that... I hear what you're telling me, Krellin, so I know what you're saying, but I wonder what that means in play. Like, is that a frustrating thing? Like, if I do this thing in chapter 1 that I think is the right thing to do, and I get to the end and I cannot beat it, will I feel good about that choice, or will I feel like I was cheated? Because if the not winning seems like a true story, I'd be totally fine with it. But if it feels like a cheaty thing, then I will not feel fine with it, right? Like, I was playing Kingdom Under Fire, I think it was. Maybe. And you have, like, it's one of these sort of games where you can get different... Just to try again. It means literally every choice leads to a game over death. Oh, that sounds frustrating. No, that doesn't sound fun at all. That sounds frustrating. I mean, if it's like an interesting end, you know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, you like, you know what I mean? If it's a real ending, then I feel like, oh, okay, it was a real ending. It just was a bad one. All right. But if it's a wah, try over, like in an old choose your own adventure book, then I don't find that that exciting. It does sound like a lot like the old text-based games. I just don't like throwaway endings. I want all the endings to be juicy or true. Like, if you're like, there's a Jack the Ripper, I'm going to go into Jack the Ripper's home and, like, sit there and drink wine and then fall asleep and then be murdered. Like, well, then, yeah, because those were a whole bunch of choices you made that were not good choices. 21. So, clearly she was thinking about getting rid of the baby because her sister lost her baby as well, and they have to always be the same. 21, 19. And this Rapunzel thing, I don't know about that.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me.
Because she was stuck, locked in?
Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
Yeah, exactly. I feel the exact same way in Contador. Like, try again is not like an ending. And I don't like that. And I will say this, like, I really don't mind endings that, like, involve lots of failure. Like, I don't mind that at all. But it has to be an actual ending that is the culmination of all your choices. Like, if you consistently make a bunch of bad choices and it, like, turns out not well for you, then I'm like, that's cool, because I feel like that's honest. I just don't like it. What I don't like is the feeling that the game maker had only one story they wanted to tell, but then had to pad it out with different endings, but they're not real endings, they're just fake endings. Like, if you only want to have one ending, just have one ending. You know what I mean? Like, let's not pretend, just make one ending. 21. All right, so we're here.
Did I pass? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again?
I wonder what's going on in this particular interview and why they're interviewing her and showing her these cards. Is it like a mental eval? Like, what's going on? Bad end. Yeah, Mav. And the thing is, I don't mind bad endings. I just don't like bad endings where also the author of Vampire 1 blocked me when I told him oh, what? Who was the author?
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories.
It's interesting because Zach, I know Zach from I Hit It With My Axe. I used to watch that. And I really enjoyed the cast of that show. And then, of course, there's a lot of conflicting stories about Zach on all sides, and I really don't even know what to think about it all, because you've got a bunch of sort of people being like, no, he's actually a good guy, and people like, no, he's the worst guy, and I don't know. Yeah.
Yes. I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I just want to know. Yeah, it seems like a bunch of a mess, really. It seems like a bunch of a mess, that whole situation.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's Simon's watch.
Thanks, Encantador.
From Eric.
I will see you next Thursday.
It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time.
Bye, Encantador.
You must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
So they already know about the murder at that. I wonder if they knew about the, like, yeah. 2105, 54.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
See you, Encantador. You're awesome. Actually, enchanting, right? The gaming Encantador, right? It's the Spanish.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly. And I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine.
Ooh, enchanter.
The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
So, right. It's interesting because I think that, how do I put this? If sort of failure and loss as the point of the game, then I don't think of getting failure and loss as not winning. Do you know what I mean? So what I mean to say is, if the game is about exploring what does it mean to fail at things, then failing is what's supposed to happen. And so if you fail, it doesn't feel like losing or not winning or an unwinnable state. It feels like that's like the point of the game. But if the point of the game is to win, and then there are these ways in which that's impossible, then that seems not fair. Does that make any sense? Right? So like for me, if the point is that you go off and then you die tragically, and then you go off and you die tragically, it was like, oh, that's the point of the game. I did it. Awesome. Right? Woo. If the point of the game is to like, yeah, I know what I mean. I know what I mean by that. That I don't like it if there is a point to do X, but the game makes it impossible to do X. So I was like, well, then what is that about? Yeah. So this, by the way, is totally Eve.
No, they were shut. Most of the windows were really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer. They were painted over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door.
I play a lot of art games, so I'm used to very strange
No cats.
games.
My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black thing with white dots. And we never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
I wonder if the sister knew about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wonder if the sister knew that. I wonder Hannah. I feel like maybe Eve murdered Simon, and maybe but the question is, did Hannah know? Now this looks to me like Hannah, right? Like a different, like the kind of short sleeve, hair back, sort of mousier sort of look. This is the 30th of June.
Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there.
Yeah, she
through my
totally does.
things. It's like I've been burgled. And worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So.
Yeah, I think that Eve sometimes wears like a tank top, and you can see the tattoo. But clearly, although it's funny because you'd think that they would both have a tattoo since they always want to be always exactly the same. So that's a little bit weird, but we'll see.
No one has been in the last few weeks. We had a plumber come in 3-4 weeks ago. Someone Simon knew from the rock. What kind of hairs?
Oh, what kind of hairs? See, I feel like she's also jealous a bit about her sister. So I feel like there's a bunch of stuff going on that's complicated.
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
From the long blonde wig, maybe, that your sister is wearing? Maybe. I'm just saying that could have been a thing. This is this one, right?
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else?
I feel like...
An affair? Simon wasn't having an affair.
Huh. Simon didn't realize he was having an affair, maybe? I think... I don't know.
Not really.
I know, there's still something we're missing.
He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric,
We will get it.
his boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diana's a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients. And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off Seedfax. And I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Yeah, Ooh. I'm trying to write down things that maybe we should ask about. But, let's see. I think we're here.
Well, my friend Eve. Well, she was a friend from when I was a kid.
Was she?
And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really hate her sometimes.
They have a complicated relationships. It's not her friend, it's her sister Eve. Clearly. Maybe we could ask about boys. 50-58. Alright, let's go into there.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it out.
Yeah, oof.
And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
We were made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
Was it? Yeah. Was it though? I don't know. They both seem a little murderous or capable of murder. I don't know. That was totally. It was just a moment. I mean, who doesn't just hold people's head underwater? Like, not fantasize about it, but actually do it. Who does that? Like, everybody does that, right? I don't do that. Don't do it. Little worrisome.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday.
Uh-huh.
Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him. The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
Yeah. Totally. So important thing to note there. I mean, what's interesting about that is that we have, right, her sort of talking about her friend Eve, right?
A police station.
Who's speaking right now? See, I'm thinking that this is Hannah.
When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him.
See, I'm thinking this is Hannah.
The taxi driver we paid to drop us off, I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
See, I feel like this is Hannah because of the parents, both of them. I mean, we will see. 1552. It feels like that might be Hannah, but that then makes both of them a little bit murderous. So here we have one of the first tap codes, so we should pay attention. Both of Hannah's parents died, but that would have been later. Let's see.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Wait.
Poor son.
Yeah, I think this is Hannah. But, I'm writing down the. All of y'all write down the thing too, and we can double check to see if we get the same ones. BBL. All right. Be back later. So people who are still here, write down what you're getting for this knock code to see what you've got. I've got and we'll see if we have the same thing. Mysteries. See ya, Mav. Have a good dinner and then come back.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Okay. I got 3134511545, which would be, I don't know if you heard that, but that's what I got. I got 31345115 and 45, which would be L O V E U. Love you. Did you get that? Did you get that? Is that what you heard? That's what I got. I got love you. All right. Let's just put down. Let's put that in there. That's what I got. Oh, we should put love as one of our keywords to search for. That's what I think we should do. Okay, so I'm glad we all got that. So, all right. We'll think about what that means.
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe.
I think she thinks
Death
her
caps.
Eve.
They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
But they didn't live alone. Because Eve was there. 1554.
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me. I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed.
Eve would have noticed.
Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Ooh, 5530. 5555.
Yeah. I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
That seems suspicious because that makes it feel like it could be Eve. So now we have this one here, and here we have the tattoo, right, on the arm, which is totally... And if you notice, there doesn't seem to be a tattoo on the arm here, because that tattoo is kind of low on the arm, and I feel like if she had a tattoo, you would see it here, but you don't. So I think this is Eve. This is the 1st of July, or at least even a temporary tattoo, right? So this is like 2 days later, and I think this is Eve.
Was he my first?
Yeah.
You
No.
don't need to be so coy.
This is totally Eve.
No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band.
Yeah, right?
He was a bit of a shit. but it was sexy. We were 15.
See, I'm just telling you. And she said we were 15, but I think Carl was older. So I think by the we, she means her and her sister.
No, I was 15. Carl was older.
See, the we.
17, I think.
Her and her sister. Mm-hmm.
I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex.
This is totally Eve.
We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months.
Us being her and her sister.
It was sad. But those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I feel like there is stuff going on. We did both, right?
No. I was 15.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
Family. So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
Yeah, but that was like sketchiness. Yeah, this is totally Eve. This is Eve, people.
You're reaching here, and I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone. I've never taken anything from anyone. Simon is dead.
But who killed
I
him?
have my baby to care for.
Yeah, this is totally Eve. This is Eve.
Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs? You cheated on your wife.
Yeah, Eve is more aggressive.
Is this your thing?
Yeah, Eve is more aggressive, you know what I mean? Like, she's more confrontational, she's bolder. And...
What did your wife do? She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Yeah, I do have some questions about that. Like, I wonder if she did love him. Who killed Simon? Was it Hannah or Eve? Ooh. I'm seeing you. I see you right now. Like, your chat is... I'm seeing you talk on the chat. So I don't know. Like, I just saw you do the thing. You said, see you later, Mav. And then Krellin said, love you. And then Jer said, I feel like my chat froze. So I feel like it's not frozen. I don't, that's... I am feeling really like, what is going on?
This other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything.
It's her blonde wig.
Have you looked at the cat flap?
See, like, I just feel like she's the one with the blonde wig, and she's sketchy. Those are my feelings. Maybe you're all just being quiet in chat, that's all.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
I want to know what's up in February. That's a thing that I want to know. I'm so judgy. Maybe I am, like, maybe I'm being super judgy right now, but maybe, and this is the one, she's the one who performs. Eva's the one who's in the band.
You want me to play something? I'll I'm not the world's greatest guitar player.
No, just no.
Okay.
It doesn't make them a murderer.
Probably needs tuning.
Not automatically.
No.
But there is, a murdered body. So
How about a
someone
traditional ballad?
murdered
Should
Simon.
be right up your street.
And this is like right now we're alternating.
There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
It's just that there is a murder going
See,
on.
they both had a love for the captain's son.
I feel like this song is, trying to tell us something. That's all.
But he only cared for the youngest one. All the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind
This one here?
and the
I can.
rain.
I can.
With a pretty little face and her long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned.
Hey, Artie.
Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain.
Ooh, I've got to practice.
Out comes the captain.
Oh, nice.
Oh, the wind and
I hope the games were
rain.
good.
Father dear, here swims in the swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Because, right, in the story, Hannah held Eve's head underwater, and in this song, the eldest one holds the youngest, drowns the youngest sister, who has long blonde hair, like the wig, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that there's a thing going on. They're both in love with the captain's son. Krellin wanted it a second time, though, so I'll do it a second time, because Krellin wanted it.
You want me to play something? I'm not the world's greatest guitar player.
Hey,
Okay.
Artie Snack.
Probably needs tuning.
So I think...
No. It's okay. How about a
Oh, you're right. It was Jer. I'm sorry, Krellin. I don't blame you. I blame Jer. I blame Jer. But I don't blame, like, a negative thing. Only a positive thing. Sorry about that, Krellin. So I think Hannah in this one is the older one, and Eve is the younger one.
Were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the
This is an actual song, right? It's an actual... Is it a child ballad?
eldest one pushed the other
I don't have my phone on me.
in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's
I don't
son.
blame you, Krellin.
Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. All the dreadful wind.
If I had my phone, I would check. I can't check.
The eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little face and her long blonde hair.
Oh,
the
yeah,
dreadful
yeah.
wind and rain.
I do wonder who that is as well. It is a classic ballad, yeah. It's a child ballad, yeah.
Held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain. Watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Oh, she floated up and she floated
Although I'll tell you,
down.
she's clearly doing a cover of a more contemporary version. I wonder if she's doing a Dylan version. Yeah, it's true. But I wonder who this police detective is. That's what I want to know. He apparently cheated on his wife, that's all we know.
And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
Uh-huh. I'm just super suspicious all the time. I just want you to know it. And so then we end this interview with the last bit of that song.
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist.
That would make sense if it were the Grateful Dead.
But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
So this is then... So then we get this next... Which is the next day. So July the 2nd. We only currently have 2 clips from this one. And I don't know who it is.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
I think this might be Eve. I don't know. Let's see.
Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Hey, I don't stream on Twitch. How are you? It is nice to see you here. How are you doing? Hello, hello. Right now, we are playing Her Story. We're going through all the videos we collected last session to see what is going on and what we... I'm doing very well. I'm going to eat something for dinner after stream, and I don't know what... I'm probably going to just make... I will tell you, I don't stream. You don't care, but I will tell you anyway. I went to our local butcher's and I got some deli meat, like fresh deli meat, not packaged deli meat. And so I've got some fresh deli meat, some roast beef, and some mozzarella cheese. And so I'm going to have a delicious roast beef sandwich after stream. And so it's going to be really good. So I'm feeling pretty good about my life. Also, now that I know that there are 2 different women here, I'm feeling like, I'm feeling like I'm getting more out of it. And I'm also worried that we're seeing Eve twice in a row. What if Eve killed Hannah? Like right around here somewhere. I'm just saying that it's possible. That's all my current theory is in the matter. So, I mean, I don't know if we ever actually see... I don't think we do, right? I don't know if we actually ever see Hannah again, because that seems like Eve, and I think this is Eve as well. And this is our last video clip, which is what, the 3rd of July? And so, again, with our hair down, and this, I think, clearly is Eve as well. So it's entirely possible that the twin sister Hannah is murdered at this moment. Actually, I don't think we played this one, did we? The one with the weird...
Simon and Eric arguing?
Oh, no, we did.
No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well.
Oh,
Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist.
There's a video we're missing. That's all right. We will find it. So I don't stream on Twitch. Do you stream on Twitch? I'm just asking because your name is I don't stream on Twitch. So what if you do stream on Twitch? This is all that I'm saying. Oh my goodness. So let's see this last interview.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
So this is my current theory. My current theory is Eve didn't kill Simon. My current theory is Hannah killed Simon, and then Eve killed Hannah. That's my current theory, because that would match the film Dead Ringers with Bette Davis. You do have an account created to use as a bot called I Do Stream on Twitch. That's awesome. I don't stream. I love it. That is the best. I love clever. That theory is close to my answer. Close. I mean, because that's sort of like an old classic film.
Yes. My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Right? Because her name is not Hannah Smith. That's like the, oh, no.
Yes.
So I think I think we're going for a Dead Ringers where I mean, we're not there yet, but I'm thinking maybe Simon is having an affair with Eve because I'm thinking that yeah. So I've got some stuff going on in thought.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
it's my current thought.
Yes.
So currently, I think...
Yes.
Oops, sorry about that. We got it twice. I think that Hannah breaks up with Eve to be with Simon.
No.
And Eve can't handle it.
No.
Eve may have killed Hannah's parents. I don't know about that one.
No.
I think this is our last one.
No.
Yeah. I know I'm missing a piece.
My mother called me Eve.
Right? So this is... this is where we're going to get Eve's story. And we're going to find this missing piece.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She wrote all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Ooh. 2913.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Oh. I'm telling you, folks, I'm worried about this.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Oh, so creepy. I'm excited. I'm enjoying like the going through trying to figure out what we think about this game. And I'm clearly missing a piece and I'm excited to find it. Right now we're just finishing the rest of our interviews and then we're going to do more searches to get more things that we don't yet have because we're clearly missing some stuff.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there.
Here's the title of the game,
I never really
right?
spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. Well, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again.
Ooh.
I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
So, this is what, 3330. And... this is clearly Eve,
It was
right?
just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood.
That's interesting, Krellin.
Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Except that there clearly seem to be two different people because of the tattoo, right? Because one person, the tattoo actually kind of goes low on the arm. Only Zool. So maybe Hannah is Zool, is what you're trying to tell me. That's possible.
She recognized me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play.
That is so creepy.
It was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
I gotta say, I don't know how it seems like Hannah's the victim of the evil Eve, but I don't know about that either. I don't know. I just don't know about any of that business.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, and gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise. We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Yeah, she's clearly more invested in fairy tales, which makes sense, having been locked away like Rapunzel for so long. And yeah, I'm thinking about what is it like to be... I mean, because she was both trapped in the house with Florence and then sort of trapped in this attic.
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull out Hannah's to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. And she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck frozen peas up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies was synchronized anyway. We started our period on the same day, all our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
See, I think this is what I think from the very beginning. I think what ends up happening is that, I think that Hannah wants Eve not to keep the baby, right? Because Hannah lost her baby, so therefore Eve has to also leave her baby. I don't think Eve wanted to lose her baby. So I think this is another element of something that was going on in this messed up story between them.
Mum and Dad had never had any reason to notice. They were always busy. If Hannah was eating a lot, they didn't mind. She didn't put on any weight. That girl has a healthy appetite. If they heard us talking in the attic, they just thought it was Hannah playing one of her games, and that Eve was our imaginary friend. Once, she was already up and dressed and ready to go to school, and I snuck down for a piss. Mum saw me in my underwear, she went mad. Get dressed this instant! So I ducked into our bedroom, and seconds later, out came Hannah, dressed and ready. My mum was amazed.
I bet Eve didn't get to go to school, right? I mean, like, what was Eve's life like? Did she, I mean, if she's now living in the house, like, in the attic, I don't know what happened to Florence. Did Florence die? Did she just leave Florence? Maybe Florence died and then she went to live in the attic, but then she doesn't get to go to school? She doesn't get to have her own friends? She gets to live in this sort of strange, sort of fantasy space? Like, that can't have been good.
When we weren't together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book, the knock code. Something prisoners of war would use.
Was she a prisoner?
We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor.
Let's see. We have to do that one again.
Dad thought we had mice, but they couldn't find any. Bought a cat anyway.
Wait, we gotta get it again. I didn't get it all. Oh! Okay.
Dad thought we had mice.
This is what I got.
Find any. Bought a cat anyway.
I got 1 2 5 4 1 4 2 3 1 1 3 3 3 3 1 1 3 3. So that would be B Y D 2 3 H A 3 3 N N A 3 3. So I actually think I got that wrong. Yeah, I think that's by Hannah, right? Yeah. By Hannah, which is because she killed her. It's fine. Because she killed her. 1140. There was some murder happening there. Yep. Yep.
We loved our cat, Domino.
I'm just saying she killed
He
her.
had a bell around his neck to stop him from killing birds in the garden.
Killed him.
We used to write each other notes and put them in the bell, and we could send them to each other. Mum found some of the notes once, and she thought I was just writing to myself because our handwriting was identical. And we had our own words for things, so she didn't quite understand them anyway.
And I think she felt like she's identifying a little bit too much with Hannah. Like, but then again, ooh. And then Hannah tried to kill her at one point in time. No good.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty, pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing
Yeah.
paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates.
Yeah.
At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd
Yeah.
read aloud the captions
I
and
think so, Carlin.
flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
Yeah, and I think that she is. I don't know how. Like, I think there's a lot of unhealthy relationships going on there. Also, there's a couple of videos we found we don't have here, but it's fine.
There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical.
Yeah.
We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did.
We don't have anything about handwriting yet,
And later,
though.
when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
That's 11:42. 42.
Differences? She's a better driver than me.
Right.
She passed the test for us.
Of course, because you were stuck in an attic.
Crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything.
So Eve did go to Glasgow.
She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity. It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush. After that, we took it in turns, though I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
See, I feel like that's the... We've got our key there, 11:45. I think it all went bad with Simon.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous. Didn't want to share. Even the first date. We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went. Kept changing places in the toilet. We only had the one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me. But that was it. We didn't want another Carl on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Oh, 11:46. So messed up.
Can you imagine? I tried. I tried to get pregnant too, but it didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men. My body refused. I think my period stopped because hers had. I was pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up. Set us down separate paths. We had become different.
which would be a problem, right? And then, of course, she moves away. 11:47. Oh.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents.
Making her
There was no
stuck
way
in
to
the
follow.
attic.
So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard.
Right, yeah.
So I
Imagine.
suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig.
A blonde wig, I bet.
Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was
Yeah.
sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, in parks and alleyways. I was 17.
So young.
It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us.
Motive.
I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD.
How did you go to the doctor?
When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I had a hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it.
Really?
We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. And that was the plan.
Secretly. It's not a long-term plan. Do you know what I mean? That is not a long-term plan. It is not a thing that you can carry on.
Hannah had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
This was late in the pregnancy, and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had corrected its course. We were aligned again. But Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then
That's 11:50.
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD. And I came down one morning and they were dead.
But did you kill them?
They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot. And I'd slept through it.
Or did Hannah kill them?
The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognize them. And there's no way he would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
I feel like somebody murdered the parents. I feel like somebody murdered the parents, and I just don't know which one did it. Maybe Hannah's like a super murderer all the time. Like, what if... I'm just saying it's possible.
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move.
Which she still
He
could have done.
decorated, modernised wallpaper, curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
He never went up there. I don't know.
Nothing else happened that night. We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again, and there he was.
This is when I think she meets
And again
Simon.
next week.
This is when I think she meets Simon.
He offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead.
See, this is when she
When we
meets
said
Simon.
goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
See, this is when I think that she as her actual self, or blonde wig self, meets Simon. We're missing some stuff.
I think it was that time, the first time at the house, in his bed, that I got pregnant.
So I think it was an affair,
Amazing,
right?
This fucking magic sperm. And they say lightning doesn't strike twice. I didn't tell him. I missed 3 periods. I had pretty irregular periods anyway, but 3. I had always thought we were infertile. Both of us.
No.
I didn't tell him.
But you told Hannah,
Hated.
right? Hmm?
Hannah and I were meeting for our birthday, and I told her
Yes.
because I thought she would be happy for us both.
But she was not.
I think she was.
I don't think she was. I think she murdered Simon. I think this is when all the murder happens.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
See, this sounds like they're in it together, but I don't know. We agreed almost silently. That feels like they did not actually agree. Do you know what I mean? That feels like they didn't actually agree. That's all
I'd
I'm
like to
saying.
speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
So we need to do some searching. I was thinking we should search for. So I want search terms. If you have search terms you think I should look for, let's do it. I feel like we should search for sad, because she says sometimes, we've got new things. There are 7, but we only get the first 5. So this is from this is Eve's second interview, it looks like, because I think she's the one that says things like sad.
Okay. There's a girl and she's staring out of the window. She's sad. She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window because her mother won't let her out.
Hey, trooper, who am I? Who am I? Well, I'm at this session. I'm. That's a very existential question, Cher. What does that even mean?
Well,
Oh.
she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad.
Oh, STD.
Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
So maybe she's HIV positive and that is what she got? Sure, of course I can. Of course I can.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
Do I have a follow button? I do. Oh! Yeah, Jer. Sorry. Jer's smart. I know what Jer was saying. Jer was saying that I should remind everybody who I am. I'm Trooper SJP, and this is the Academic Foxhole, and this is where we all get together and play games and like overanalyze them and like think very deeply. And on Thursdays I do some Game on the Mac, and at the moment I'm doing shorter games. And on Saturdays I'm playing right now on the PS4 Dragon Age Inquisition, which we've been doing for like 100 hours. But I feel like we're getting towards the end, although I will not be streaming this Saturday because I'm playing the game in a tournament, the Game of Thrones, the collectible card game. And if you want to follow me, then you should press the follow button, which is, up in the over there. So follow me if you like. And I also have a subscribe button, but don't subscribe yet because I haven't put together, I mean, you can if you want to, but I want to put together the really cool, sound and video, like little clip thing for when people subscribe. And we're going to have a really great subscribe, emote that's designed by Jer with some input from me, not like actual input, but I was like, here's my idea, and then Jer's like, let me take your idea and make it brilliant, and then that is what he did. So it's gonna be really exciting. So that is us. And right now we're playing Her Story, and we've just there's some murder going on in this game. There is murder, everyone. So much murder, I don't even know what to say. Jer is so great. Jer's great. Jer's great.
She's crying, I guess. She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman.
Which she did.
But it's okay because she finds out it wasn't her husband, it was his brother.
Sister.
So it's fine.
Was it? I don't think it was fine. I don't think it was fine. I feel like we're learning some things about the affair.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea.
Oh.
It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, right? It is creepy. But also, let's listen to that one again.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
I want to know a little bit more about what that one means. So I think we should search for maybe bar, because she met him in a bar. Oh, we have new things, people. We have new things. Okay, so all of this is Eve. This is one of the earlier ones.
Are you sure? What would he be doing in Oxford if there was no conference?
Oh.
I remember calling him. He said it was boring and he spent most of the time at the bar.
Affair, Oxford. Oxford. We need to search for Oxford, folks. That is clearly something that we need to look back up at. Oh, all right. So this is the last interview still.
So I moved out. Got a small bed sit.
Oh.
Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
Mm.
I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
Mm. This is a thing that she's obsessed with. Okay. So she moved out. Oh, I don't think I added that. Add. I don't know if I added that one either. There we go. Oh, what's going to happen?
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me. I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
Yeah, they had a full-on affair, people. Full-on affair. I bet she was wearing the wig, though, right? Maybe? I bet she was.
No. I told her it was one of my boyfriends. Someone I had met in the bar.
Uh-huh.
I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. One of them.
Oh, gosh. So she tells her sister that she's pregnant, but by some guy she met at a bar, who's her husband. So I don't think that Hannah knew that she was having an affair with Simon. And this means it's all going to get bad real fast. Yeah, real life, right? I think that Hannah used her sister like some kind of weird fantasy thing. Let's search for Oxford. Did I add that? Like, clearly we're getting some stuff here, but let's check Oxford. Oh. Yeah. Oh, we got a chit-chat. But I want to search for Oxford first. All right. What's the chit-chat? Hey, how's it going down there? You done? Oh, not yet? No? Yes? Oh, I can say yes or no. Let's say no. Yeah, I caught enough to count as finished. But I'm going to say no. Okay, I'll hang a bit longer. Buzz when you're ready. Okay. Oh. Alright, I want to search for Oxford. Oops. Okay. Oh, this are a bunch of... This... Let's see these two. This is the first one.
A black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Oh, Eve. And...
A mobile phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle.
So, I need to search for Oxford. Search. You've got to know that even Simon... Yes, right? That there isn't even Hannah and they killed Simon and hid the body and used Eve as an alibi. Yes, but I have some questions about motive that I'm still thinking about. Well, because Eve clearly killed Hannah, so stuff is going on. Let's see.
There was a conference, something to do with double glazing, in Oxford.
Conference. I think we need this one here.
It was supposed to be a secret.
What?
Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
With the sister, I think we should do exist, because that seems to be a thing with her.
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so that's really good. Eve doesn't legally exist as I think what it is, right? Eve does not legally exist. Oh. She's the one who killed the president, I'm sure of it. She might have killed the president, Starletter. That's fair. That's fair. We did exist in Oxford, sad. I feel like we could do just a couple more to sort of round it out. We could do conference. Nothing new there. We could do secret. Oh, there's a new one. This is a question. This is a question.
I hoover, I dust every week. Maybe less.
Oh, there's our
I
Hannah.
once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day.
Starletter's
We
awesome.
ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm missing
Cigarettes
too.
inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened to Florence.
And she still has a secret like that.
That was all about the affair. That's what that was about. Let's see. What should we search for? Let's search for something like, did we do all the yeses? Oh, there are 2 yeses that we didn't get. This is, Eve.
No. I mean, yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way.
I don't know about all this. It's a bunch of lies.
Sure. Yes, of course, if that would help. Will you phone the house to let me know when you want to come round? Then I can make sure that I'm there.
Uh-huh. That Eve is there, not Hannah. Right? I'm telling you. Let's do no. 2 new ones. All right.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos.
Oh, we shouldn't do tattoo.
He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off for the camera. But he needs them to see properly, you know. He has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant. Not look so much.
It's okay
Watch
that you're
TV.
lurking.
He likes TV.
It's a hard thing to follow because, hey, that Nerd221, woo! How are you? Thank you for the dragon slurp. That is very nice. I hope you're doing very, very well. We have, I think, put most of it together. Mostly.
No, a couple stuff. A stupid argument, nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to.
She's talking about her sister. Oh my goodness. So, I feel like we should search for Theater Nerd. Theater Nerd. Theater Nerd, you gave a really nice, dedication in your donation at Corpse Sends the other day, and it was really nice. Theater Nerd. Also, Theater Nerd, who are your favorite playwrights? This is a thing I want to know. So here's a thing about her tattoo.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
So, I feel really bad for Eve. I feel like her life was not good. We have to figure out what happened. How about if we do die? Oop, that is not even the word. Shakespeare is excellent. I do love a really good Shakespeare play. So we have a die. I'm trying to find out what happened to Florence.
When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly?
Yes.
She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Yeah, I wonder, oops.
When beautiful people...
I wonder how I can find out what happened. Do you think maybe I could do, maybe death? No, that's not new. Or died, is that different? Ooh, died is different from die, and we have two new ones. Let's see.
When I was 8, Mother died.
Florence.
She slipped down the stairs.
Oh.
It was an accident. I had read a diary at that point, and I knew she wasn't my real mother.
Oh.
So I burned the diary that day, and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Oh. Ooh! Somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Whoa, I always feel that somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? Theater Nerd, thank you for the follow. That's amazing. Thank you so much. That is awesome. Woo! You've trolled the internet for games to play. I found a cat RPG that Claudia would have way too much fun playing or running. Okay, that sounds awesome. A cat RPG. Yeah, slipped? I don't know. Did the person really slip? Did she slip? I don't know. I don't know about all this. Let's have that to our session. When she was 8, she slipped. Yeah, let's see what this one says.
1984.
It sounds
Wasn't
fun.
new in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring, and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful.
Oh, it must have been really horrible for Eve, too.
Because of
right?
the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat.
Oh.
It's just awful.
I really feel like Eve might have killed those parents. I don't know. But I feel like it. Stairs, maybe? No. You think Hannah killed her own parents? I mean, it's unclear. Now, part of me feels like it's really tricky, right? Because part of me feels like, oh, well, that's true. We do know that Hannah is somewhat violent, or has a history of violence. Oh, what if we do violent? How about violence? Unless she's being held captive, though, right? I mean, what if Hannah... I mean, she's an 8-year-old girl, and what if, like, Hannah sort of captures her, keeps her captured? What about prisoner? What about... Well, that's entirely... Yeah. That does make sense. What if we do alibi? What if we do... Yeah. Now, did we do accident? Did we do... We didn't do Ouija board. Nothing new there. So, it's... Now, of course, if Eve were sick with the STD up in the attic and she couldn't come down, then it would give... right, it would give Hannah... And because Hannah did want to move back into the house, right? So if her parents die, then she can move back in. Simon? Nothing new there. I had something else written down that I thought we should do. Where was it? Family. I thought we should do. Because she said that... Oh, we have a new one for family.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop. It was sort of an extended family thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything, though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's it. I want more about the attic. What if we do, I think we did argument already, right? Oh, there's a new one in the argument. And this is also from Hannah.
Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
She's got this bruise. Oh. What can we do to get into this? What if we do dollhouse? Nothing new there. Attic. Nothing new there. Cellar. Nothing new there. What else can we do? I think we already did no and yes. Ooh, what about angry? No. What about cruel? Nothing at cruel. So here's our database. We have a lot of stuff. We don't have everything, but we have a lot. But there's stuff we're missing. I feel like we're missing something in the attic, right? Did we do Rapunzel? I feel bad. Rapunzel? Nothing new. What about magic? No. ID? No. Car? Oh, hey! 3 new things under car. Huh? This is all Eve stuff, though.
I wasn't in the house all of Friday night. After the argument, after Simon left, I left too. I was upset and I wanted to get away. So I took the car.
That's the alibi, right? You drove up to Glasgow and got into a car accident to show, right?
I left the next day, Saturday. I slept for a few hours in the car. When I woke up, I came straight back. Simon wasn't returning my calls and I wanted to try and make up. I got back to the house and Simon wasn't there. And I.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Oh.
Is there a bin?
Oh. Morning sickness. Morning sickness. Oh. So let's look at this last one.
Yeah. I pulled over and slept in the car. This was just by the side of the road. I was exhausted.
Do you think if we do maybe STD? I don't think we did that. Nothing new. Sick. Nothing new. How are we gonna get into the attic? We did car. I think we did watch already. Yeah. If we do Simon, there's just like a bunch of stuff, but we only get the top 5. What if we do blank? We might get 5 of them we haven't seen. No, we've seen all of those. What if we cap it? Nothing new. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I want to find out about the attic, because that seems really terrible. What if we do food? Ah, there's one new one.
No, not drugs. I mean, he drinks, but never very much. He goes to the pub and has 1 or 2. Sometimes we go together. He drinks wine with food, but no, he doesn't have any kind of drinking problem.
Folks, if you have any ideas for some words to give us... Oh, did we do knife? Maybe we didn't do knife. Oh, there's one new one. There's a new one.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV.
That's a good idea, Crit Witch.
TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
Yeah, well, because, you know, let's go for protect, cover, and hide. I think that's good. Let's start with hide. Nothing there. Let's do protect. No, and then let's do cover. No. Did we do discover? That is not even how you spell discover. Discover? Discovered. I do like this piano song going on. No. How about if there's anything else? Oh, reflection. Maybe that'll get us something. Oh, hey, we got some things. 3 new things for reflection. Let's see.
Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Hannah, I don't think actually likes Eve in this complicated way.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books.
Well,
And it suddenly occurred to me.
Eve had a terrible life.
Today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
See, there's a thing about Hey, welcome. We've learned so much. Hey, Mavarinthia. So we've been trying to find out, we've pieced together a lot of it. It looks like, we're going to play this one, then I will tell you.
I wanted to see my reflection.
More or less.
I thought that if I touched her, something would happen. We would become one. One girl. The fairy tale was over, the witch was dead, and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
Oh. So, what we have, there's still some sort of complication in this, right? So we have these two twins. Eve clearly has this terrible life. Her mother, well, her fake mother, slips and falls down these stairs when she's 8. But they already know about each other from the time they're 5. 5. Birthday. Sorry, I'm just writing down things we might need for later. So they know about each other from that time. Florence, the mother, dies. The midwife dies, slips down some stairs. And then Eve goes across the street. From then, she's hidden in the attic by Hannah. And that's awkward. Hannah meets Simon. They get married, move off. Hannah gets pregnant. Eve is stuck in the attic. She doesn't legally exist in any way. And she's stuck in the attic. She tries to get pregnant, but she can't get pregnant. She gets an STD, which apparently makes her very, very sick. And then she ends up moving out. Oh, the parents die. They're murdered by mushrooms. Krellin thinks by Hannah, probably so she can move into the house. At some point, we should look for move. Eve moves out to try to become her own person, gets a bedsit, she gets this tattoo to sort of be her independence. So it looks like they've broken up at this point in time, right? The two twins have sort of separated. And then, yes, Hannah miscarries, which is terrible. Then the husband, Simon, meets Eve when she's singing at the bar, probably wearing the blonde wig. They start having an affair. I think that Simon gets the STD, Eve gets pregnant. So here's the thing to think about. So Eve tells Hannah that she's pregnant, doesn't tell her by whom. Hannah is happy for her, maybe not, but probably not. I think she finds out about the affair. She does, because Simon gets sick. She puts 2 to 2 together. I think she kills Simon. And sort of basically ropes, and then Eve basically tries to cover for her, does the drive up to Glasgow to give her an alibi. And then she murders Hannah. She murders Hannah sometime at the end of June. Laundry swap time! Yes. And I think... But the thing is, there's something we haven't... There's a thing that Krellin is interested in about handwriting that we have not gotten to. We'll think of note. Or notes. Nothing there. What about mirror? Haha! New things on mirror. All right.
I mean, it wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror, a nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass, the kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
Interesting. I want to know more about this mirror. Yeah, they have the same handwriting, but I want to know more about this mirror.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe.
Oh.
Upstairs, I think.
Yes,
I haven't looked at it since.
I think so. I think Eve kills Hannah. So if we do mirror and gift, will that get us something? No. What about present? Oh, here's a new one. Here we go.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes.
Oh.
Pretended to be me. They talked.
Oh.
She'd enjoyed being me.
Oh.
He said he wanted to be with me.
Oh.
Then he took out a present.
Oh.
Another mirror.
Oh.
Just like the one he'd given her earlier.
Wow.
That unique present.
Wow.
She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her.
Oh.
So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open.
Whoa.
She'd only meant to scare him off.
Well. Well, well, my friends. Well, 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 well. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. I think we need to watch that again because I feel like there's like a whole bunch of stuff right in there that we need just one more time. People don't deserve to be murdered.
Come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present.
Yeah.
She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Wow. Wow. Also, that's pretty awful. They also had sex in Hannah's home, I think, right? I mean, ooh. I feel like we could get a couple more things in here. I feel like we are really close to some quality things, right? Present. Here's Hannah.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Right. Yes. Eva's pretending to be Hannah in the interviews until it all comes out, and then she comes clean about who she is. Yeah, I think in a lot of the early interviews, it's Hannah pretending to be Eve. And how stupid do you think Simon is? This is a good question. He met Eve at Hannah's... But apparently they had sex in his bed, so apparently they had been meeting in that house more than once. I can't believe that happened.
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast.
It was on the birthday? Oh.
We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Yeah, well, Eve says that Simon doesn't know who she is. It's a question.
About 8 years back, it was a present to myself.
Oh, the tattoo.
I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up. I think they say you can have 1 cup.
Oh my goodness. I feel like we should search for wig if we haven't. Oh, we have wig. Okay, we have wig.
A wig? You mean... But what type of wig?
See, I don't know. I wonder how much... Yeah. My mom, it was the 70s. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
No, I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig?
I have some questions. Let's do birthday. That is clearly a situation we need to go into. Okay, we have 2 Hannah birthdays.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
Oh, what is that about? Oh.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
Oh, my goodness. I feel like birthday, that's probably true. What about, I think I did note already. Oh, yeah, I think I did note. Let's try diary. That might be something. Aha, we've got new ones. And these are both Eve.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. It helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words,
Maybe words?
just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I feel like...
It just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I think we should follow up on that. I think we should do page. We got that. I think we should do rules. Okay, we have 2 more on rules. Until the rules are broken, but it's Hannah who breaks the rules. It seems like Eve follows all of the rules, right? So how much manipulation do we have? Like, how much is Hannah doing things, right?
Okay. She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad.
Hmm.
I guess she broke the rules.
Hmm.
Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault.
Right? She's covering for her
She
sister.
looks scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity.
Ooh.
Did they catch her there? I don't know.
Wait, can we look at that one again? I think, yeah. So Krellin, you think they're just one person and they have a multiple personality disorder. That is that you, Krellin? That you're like two different people? That they're one person? See, I feel like Krellin's trying to tell us that he thinks they're different, that they're just one person. See, I actually think they were different people. And the reason why I think they were different people is because of the tattoo. It might be that Eve died on the beach and sort of took over the identity.
It lasted about 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him. We didn't share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
See, that's interesting. See, the thing is, the question is that it may not be a fake tattoo in the game, right? That might just be the let's see if we do fake. Nope. Because I feel like that might supposed to be a real tattoo. I don't know, because they talk with the tattoo multiple times, and we don't seem to get an indication. Identity? Nothing new there. Mistake? Mistaken. Well, it shows up in one interview, but all the other times, Eve has got long sleeves on. Right? That's the thing. In all of the time, she's got long sleeves on. So we've got long sleeves Eve. I'm pointing, you can't see. And then short sleeve Hannah, no tattoo. Long sleeve Eve. Short sleeve Hannah, no tattoo. And then we have tattoo, and then actually it's all Eve from there. Hannah gets pregnant with Simon's child. Eve tries desperately to get pregnant after that, but cannot get pregnant no matter how hard she tries. When you played, you thought it was one person, but then she gets an STD and stops trying to get pregnant. And after Eve gets an STD, Hannah has a miscarriage. I don't know. Pretend? Yeah, it does depend on the STD. I don't know, but I imagine they actually... But I think they had the same handwriting because they taught each other... I don't think they had the same handwriting just because they were twins, but because they taught each other how to write. Like, I basically think that Hannah was basically schooling Eve from the time they were 8.
Okay, you got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river, and you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
I think so. Exactly, Jane Eyre. And if you don't know it, that was Pretend. Romantic. I think we filled it mostly in. I just want to see if there's anything else we can get, because that's... Oh, we got a weird...
Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories.
Huh. See, I don't know. The thing about the changing clothing so fast... I don't know. Let's do... touch. Why not just talk to each other? Oh, because they may not always be at the same place at the same time, right? That's interesting, Krellin. Move. We have 2 new moves. Touch, move. Let's see.
Then she told me she wanted to help more. She said I should move in with her. She would come clean with Simon about me. I was family. I couldn't have a baby in a bedsit. I told her I didn't want to tell Simon. Told her to wait for the time being.
Well, but here's the thing. I don't think that people who with multiple personalities sort of have necessarily have the same handwriting or have the same dreams. I mean, people with... Yeah, but here's the thing that I would say. The reason why I think that they're twins is because Eve had the bruise and like 2 days later that bruise is gone. And so that's the thing, right? The fact is that we've got a 2-day difference between a bruise on the face and then there not being a bruise. And I think that bruise thing gives them different bodies. Let's see.
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me. Told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face.
Yeah, I don't think deity works that way either. So here is this she knew that I think is interesting right there. Let's look at that one again.
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me. Told him I was pregnant. She wanted me to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She knew.
I feel like we have 8 minutes. I feel like we could get a couple more. No unique. Jealous? I don't know. The whole story about Florence seems so... The cutting of the hair? Jealous. And I think, I think this is a low budget game. I think that rather than like, aha, they give her a fake tattoo, I think that was supposed to be a different tattoo. Nothing there. Oops, sorry. Oh, fine. I think they watched Dead Ringers with Betty Davis and liked it. That's what I think.
Fine. I've never had my fingerprints taken before. I once burnt my hand on the oven.
Fingerprints?
Tastes fine to me. As long as it's black and strong, I'm good.
So we have... Oh, that's interesting. There was... Oh, I wanted to look up 5. Nothing there. How about baby? Nothing there. What about fingerprints? Ha 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 ha. Fingerprints. We've got entries. Let's see what we have.
Fingerprints?
I don't know. I think that sometimes people don't think about things.
Yes. Yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. With the fingerprints in all those places.
See, here's the thing about people being stupid as hell. We live in a world where people have kidnapped young women and kept them in their basements, and none of the neighbors knew. Even people who went into those places, right, didn't know. There was that guy who had like 3 or 4 women kidnapped in the backyard of his home, and people didn't know about it. You know, so like I feel like those things. And actually, I'm going to tell you all a story. You want to know a story? I'm going to tell you a story. Here's a story, and this is a true story. It's a real and true story. It's about somebody being stuck in an attic and people not knowing about it. There was a woman, this was I think in the 1920s, and I wish I could remember her name. You can Google it and find her. It was a big scandal that happened in the 20s. But wait, I'm going to tell you, here's the thing where it actually happened. This is a true story. So this woman, I cannot remember her name, but it was the 1920s, and she had a lover. She was married to some guy, he had a lot of money. She had a lover, who I think was a piano tuner, maybe? Anyway, he was this young guy. He was like, young. He was like a young guy, like 17, 18, 19, that sort of fellow. She starts having an affair with him, and it's a bit too tricky to be able to have the affair, right? So she has him living in her attic. And so so whenever her husband would go off to work, the guy in the attic would come down and they'd have their affair. And they end up moving to Los Angeles, to Hollywood. And she takes her lover with her, and he stays in the attic there as well. And the reason why this all came out is because there was a thing where she murdered her husband, I think it was. I think that she murders her husband. I don't think the guy in the attic does. I think that she does. And she sort of like gets the guy in the attic to like hide the gun or something like this. Anyway, she gets a lawyer, and she ends up having an affair with her lawyer. And the guy in the attic finds out about it. And anyway, it all basically falls apart. But she had this guy in her attic living with her, and she had a husband who didn't know about it for like years, including a move. Happened in real life. And Google it. You'll find it. I will find it somewhere. I remember reading about it and thinking like, what? This was in the 20s. So like, it happens, is all I'm saying.
Yes. Yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. With the fingerprints in all those places.
Fingerprints. What does this mean?
Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm not sure how long they last for, but Is that possible?
So they're finding fingerprints that may not be hers. Let's see.
Really? Go on then. Take the cup. Run your fingerprints. They'll match. Fucking idiot.
What? Yeah, I know, but we don't know if they have the same fingerprints. Fingerprint? Fingerprinted? Match? Because it looks like she was like, oh, who are those fingerprints? Could they be my parents? Yeah, but I don't know if they did. We did rules. Swap. Words. I think... Did we do 5? How about crazy? There's a new one for crazy. Let's see if we can do something that will give us something there.
What if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
What about for your thing, I'm gonna do search for multiple. Personality. I'm just saying, I don't think the tattoo's supposed to be fake. Disorder. Illness. Let's see. So we have her wondering. See, because here we have. Let's see.
Yes. Yeah. I would have cleaned them. I changed the sheets too. With the fingerprints in all those places.
Right, so there are these like fingerprints in all these places. What does that mean?
Fingerprints.
These are 3 different days.
Could they have been my parents' fingerprints? I'm
Right.
not sure how long they last for, but is that possible?
She seems to not know who those fingerprints belong to, right? Or she's claiming ignorance to that. Bad I thought we could do. There's a new one.
He has a wallet, a huge, silly thing. Leather. Real leather, I think. He packs it full of stuff. Business cards, receipts, lottery tickets. He always carries it in his back pocket. I think that's why he's got a bad back. He sets the discs. I haven't seen it, so he must have it on him. He always takes it out of his back pocket before, when he comes in, if he's in the house.
I feel like there is ambiguity to the whole thing. It is interesting. We got a lot of it. I think we should, Are there any other terms? Are there any other terms we want before we go? Evil? Oh, there's a new one.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Oh, you know what we should do? I had an idea, by the way. We should search for her story. We got all those. Fairy. 3 new ones for fairy tales.
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity.
I know,
He was
right?
good at helping out other people's children. Simon was
I know, I gotta go.
quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know?
Should we IM the IMs?
Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
We should IM. We're going to look at those last two, and then we're going to chit-chat and see what happens.
Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
Ooh. And then our last one.
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
Okay. And then I just want to do real. Okay. I don't know. I still think that there are twins. I think they're twins. So let's chit chat. So enter message. Well, it is a mysterious mystery. If I close this, no, cancel. So chit chat. How do I get him back? Oh, call. I'm gonna say yes. Here we go. Oh no! Okay. Good, so you think you understand why your mother did what she did? Oh. Wow. Wow. She's my mom. Wow. Okay, you don't get locked out of looking at more. Wow. Yes. I'm glad, Sarah. I'll be waiting outside. Log off, and we can meet over the road. Wow. Wow. Well, quit. Wow. Huh? What? Here, let's go over here for a moment. Let's go to big screen, shall we? Hey everybody. You should be able to hear the music in the background. That's so interesting. Oh my goodness. Wow. I liked it. I thought it was good. I want to go back and like do that thing where you search for every single one of the little video clips. Although we got most of them. I think we got almost all of them. And I'm glad we can go back and search for more. That's really great. I want to thank everyone for being here. Hannah killed Simon because he got Eve pregnant. Simon didn't understand why she was so upset because they were the same person. Despite all the things I said earlier about being one person, I believe that, but I don't know that. The game does a really good job of giving you all that info, but leaving a lot of stuff open to interpretation. Oh, my pleasure for streaming. He might not have recognized his DID. He might have thought Eve was just a character Hannah played. It's really interesting. But then, if he thought that, I don't know why I would have given them both mirrors. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to think about this one for ages. I'm so excited about that, though. I'm looking awfully red today. Yeah, I think... You just think they're wrong. Her story. It's interesting, right? Because we have multiple her stories in this... But it's interesting because we have multiple her stories, right? Eve talks about her story being Florence's story, and then she talks about her story being Hannah's story, and hers also a plural. And then we're also hearing Eve's story, and then it might also be your own story, Sarah's story, as in the daughter, right? I mean, we don't know, right? I mean, it's entirely. I mean, we've got multiple possibilities. It could have been that there was an Eve, but then Hannah murdered her at that beach. I mean, it could have been. I mean, okay, so we have the possibility that this is a dissociative identity disorder. That's it, just one person. It could, and there were no twins. It could have been that there were twins, and that Florence did kidnap one of them, and that Eve and Hannah ended up having this relationship, and then Hannah just murdered Eve when they were kids at the beach, and then sort of took her on as a second personality. It could be that there were twins all along, and then Eve killed Hannah. But right, I mean, both of those could have happened. Also, I feel like, so I like twins, right? I like the twins idea, but there is, we didn't search for the word body, did we? Because that's a question. Oh, is it really? Huh. Maybe. I mean, that's entirely possible. I mean, I don't, oh. Hey! First off, thank you so much for the bits, that's amazing, but I'm really sad that my bits video is not playing. I've been trying to get it to play all this time, and it keeps not doing it, and I need to figure out why it's not going, because it shows up. Thank you so much, Theater Nerd. But I've got a great video with a bulldog from the 80s for the bits, and I don't know why it's not showing up, because every time I test it under Streamlabs, it does show up. So I don't even know what that's about. So I want to thank everybody for being here for her story, and we'll keep chewing over it, because I see Krellin's idea, right? And I see the multiple possibilities. So here's the idea, folks. I'm going to tell you. Next Thursday, we're going to do visual novel drive-in backseat theater. I don't know what visual novel yet. Maybe something from We Are Muesli. But we're going to do a visual novel next time, and then we're all going to go and make the choices together and find out what happens. I just don't know which visual novel we're going to do yet. But I don't know which one. Thank you so much for the bits. That's amazing. And I'm going to really try to figure out what's going on with my exciting bits video. Maybe I'll compress it to make it smaller. Maybe that will work. I don't know, but I want it to go. So everyone, here's what it is. This Saturday, no streaming because I'm playing at a tournament. And I would stream on Sunday instead, but I think Muppet Aphrodite is streaming on Sunday. And so I won't, because I don't want to overlap. So I won't be here next Saturday. I will just miss you all. But next Thursday, we will be streaming a visual novel with lots of choices that we will all make together. I don't know which one yet. I'm going to look into it. I hope to have a great tourney. Thank you. I always try to play. So this is the thing that you should probably know about me when it comes to playing competitive card games. If there's a really good deck, like a really good deck, a really good house that is doing really, really well, I'm not going to play that one. If there's a deck that's probably the worst deck that everyone thinks is really bad, I'm probably going to play that one. I always, it's not, which means I'm a good player. I just don't tend to win because I play decks that everyone says are bad, and I think maybe I can make them good, and often I can't. Often they're not good. But I keep trying, and so, yeah, I just do the unpopular decks and see how successful I can be with them. And I'm going to do that again this time, probably. Although, it's tricky because my house that I've been playing since the very beginning of 2nd edition, and actually I was playing them in 1st edition even though they weren't a house, is Tyrell. I like Tyrell because they feed the poor. And so I've been playing Tyrell, and Tyrell was just not a great house mechanically. They were not a strong house for a long time, which is one of the reasons why I love them. I played them. But now they've got a lot of good cards, and now they're becoming more popular. And I don't know if I should move out of Tyrell to a different house that's not doing as well, because my house that I love is now becoming more popular, or if I should stick with them. I'm going to go and... the tournament's on Saturday. I'm going to do some testing Friday night with some friends. So I think Friday afternoon, I'll make a Tyrell deck and then maybe a Stark deck, and just practice them both and see how I feel about them. That's what I think I'll do. But I had an idea that what I might do is I might tweet how I'm doing at the tournament on my Academic Foxhole Twitter, which, if you have not followed, you should follow. I have a Twitter, Academic Foxhole, and you should follow it. I don't post a lot, but I post more often on my Seattle Street News Twitter, but the Seattle Street News is going away pretty soon, so I'm going to be switching over to tweeting more game-related things on my Academic Foxhole Twitter. So I will be tweeting. I will live tweet the tourney a little bit, and, well, not while I'm playing, but in between matches. I will let you know how it goes. So that's what I'm doing. A stark contrast. Oh, yeah! That's and they're really different decks. Stark deck is murder, 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 and Tyrell deck is like, ooh, I'm being, like, intriguey. So, yes, it is a stark contrast. You all are so amazing, and also ridiculous in the best way. So, no stream on Saturday, but next Thursday, but I will live tweet on my Twitter about the tournament so you can see how I'm doing. And next Thursday, we're going to do a visual novel that I want everybody to participate in and give me some good choices. And if it's short enough, we can maybe do more than one run-through and see how it goes. And then Saturday will be Dragon Age Inquisition again. And by the time Thursday rolls around, I will have a video. I will have a new thing. A new thing for when subscribers happen. And hopefully Jer's beautiful subscriber emote will also be a thing. It's going to be so good. And because I know it has to be approved. There's an approval process. And I'm going to see if I can try to get this GIF fixed for my bits, because it's amazing. So thanks everyone for being here. You're all wonderful. It is 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. What I would say is in 45 minutes, Critical Role happens. So if you like watching things, Critical Role will be at Geek and Sundry, and that's the one that's where I will be watching that, and then, doing email and all of that business. And that's it. That's it for me. So I want to thank all the Battle Buddies. I'm Trooper SJP. This is the Academic Foxhole, where we sit around and think about it. And I think I totally buy Krellin's theory of dissociative identity disorder, but I also think it could be twins. I think it could be both, and I think it could be some kind of combination of the two. I think they're like three paths. I think what the answer is not, that this is actually Simon all along. I just don't think that's the right answer. So that's it. So we're going to do a visual novel, and... Oh, really? Oh, Muppet Aphrodite might be So either do Critical Role, or go visit Muppet Aphrodite on her stream, because she's amazing. So thanks, everybody. Have a good evening. If it's evening time for you, have dinner. If you are in Europe, go to sleep. Everybody have a great time, and look forward to the emote that's coming. And I'm going to try to fix this. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great, great time. Y'all are the best. The Battle Buddies are awesome, and I will see you all next week.